Hello, I'm Teona. I'm a violinist, as you see. I'm Georgian, as you hear. I've lived for a long time in Germany. I studied in Munich, and I moved together with my husband a couple of months ago to Vienna. So we live in Vienna now. And today is the day when we would have played our concert in Munich, in the National Museum. And on Friday, we would have played in Kroměříž, Czech Republic. Why Kroměříž? Because the big composer and violinist, Heinrich Ignaz Franz von Bieber, worked there for a couple of years before he went to Salzburg. 1678, Bieber entered the employ of the Archbishop of Salzburg, Max Gandolf von Kühnborg, and in the same year he started to write his Rosary sonatas. He uses, except in the first and in the last 16th sonata, scordatura, so you should tune the violin differently. Hallo auch auf Deutsch. Heute hätten wir das Konzert in München gespielt, aber das Konzert wird wiederholt am 26. Juli. Bitte, bitte schaltet ein, es ist ein Livestreaming-Konzert und wir haben viel Bieber auch im Programm. Deswegen habe ich mich entschlossen, so ein paar kleine Teilchen aus Biebers Sonaten, aus 3 Sonaten, die aus unterschiedlichen Teilen, die ich ausgewählt habe für euch. Also kleine Teile werde ich davon jetzt vorspielen. Und ich begrüße auch auf Georgisch. Hartова да смогę саундовить шоблюры назад. И мы приветствуем, конечно, русскоязычную публику. And the first sonata is the Annunciation. Verkündigung heißt die erste Sonate, Chareba. And you see the angel with the big wings beating. And you hear Mary, which she is totally surprised. So, the next sonata I chose for you is number 10, Crucifixion. Die nächste Sonate ist die Kreuzigungssonate, die ich für euch ausgewählt habe. Und gleich am Anfang seht ihr das Kreuz. Bieber spielt sehr viel mit Symbolen. Und man sieht hier auch, allein die Nummer 10, ne? Das Kreuz. Dann sieht man hier, vor jeder Sonate, wie man stimmen sollte, how you should tune. So it's Sol, Re, La, Re. So G, D, A, D und nicht E, wie wir es gewohnt sind. Und ich spiele den Anfang für euch. Das ist ja das Kreuz, ne? kreuzige ihn, crucify him. Oder weg mit ihm, weg mit ihm. So schön finde ich die Stelle, und neiget das Haupt und verschied. In English is the text, and he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. In English is the text, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent, and the graves were opened. So I just play the very end, maybe. The next sonata I chose for you is the Assumption of Our Lady from the Glorious Mysteries. Here you see the difficult scordatura, Maria Himmelfahrt aus dem glorreichen Rosenkranz. Und ihr seht auch die Kupferstiche vor jeder Sonate. Das ist die frühe Verbindung von Malerei, Musik und Literatur. Schwierig ist, dass man die Geige so umstimmen muss. Ich nehme mal die andere Geige, weil die Darmsaiten werden natürlich jetzt nicht halten, und Lieber hat mit Sicherheit die Sonate nicht an einen Strang gespielt. Und ein bisschen anders. Aber jetzt hört ihr die Glocken. You hear the bells ringing in the heaven, and you see Holy Mary blessing us all. Ich wünsche euch allen alles Gute, bleibt gesund und schaltet ein am 26. Juli. Tune in on July 26. Ardagau ist the training Musmena Chartor aus der Ex Julis Gemschi Dobit.
My name is Michael Ebert. I'm a harpsichord player, and I will play two pieces from the French style repertoire for harpsichord. First, I will play on this French style double manual harpsichord a prelude in D minor by Louis Couperin called Prélude non mesuré, and afterwards on the Claviciterium in South German style, the Plainte faite à Londres pour passer la mélancolie, laquelle s'essuyer lentement et à discrétion. It means it's a lamento which Johann Jakob Froberger composed at London and which should push away melancholic mood, and you have to play it very slowly and with freedom. The two composers, Louis Couperin and Johann Jakob Froberger, met each other at Paris and played for each other, and so there are a few similar things in the music of both. The main difference is that Louis Couperin uses a notation which is totally free. He uses only whole notes, no bar lines, and Johann Jakob Froberger, his notation is quite normal in normal bars and with quavers and semi-quavers and whole notes, and it's a rhythmic notation. And if you play Froberger, you should keep in mind a little bit the notation of Louis Couperin to use enough freedom for the music. And if you play Louis Couperin, you can look at the music by Froberger to give the music the structure which it needs.
Hello everybody, my name is Jan and I am, as you can see, I'm a musician playing on the lute. Normally this is the lute. But of course these days it's all different. I'm mostly at home taking care of the kids. We have 3 small kids and the garden is very important to me now, and yeah, it's quite funny. But in the night time I try to catch up with doing some admin work and some writing. I'm just finishing my PhD and doing a lot of research. So, for example, this edition, it will be out in a couple of months. Yeah, so this is work in the night time, and you can see, I mean, this is the lute tablature where I play from normally. Anyway, with this project, music from Kremzier or Kroměříž in Czech. By the way, I forgot to say that I'm Czech and I'm sending you this video from Brno, Brünn, in southeast Czech Republic. Not far away from Kroměříž or Kremzier, where the music comes from this for this concert. So this Kroměříž concert, of course, was very important to me. It's part of a longer series of concerts I'm organizing in that beautiful chateau, which is in UNESCO, and it's very nice. But unfortunately, we had to decide to cancel it. So there will be a concert in Munich, and what we are trying to do is to bring the video recording of the concert in Munich and stream it in Kremzier, in Kroměříž, for the public there eventually. So these are the plans. And we also had planned to do another concert in Mikulčice, a beautiful modern architecture, modern building, but yeah, this will also not happen. Maybe live stream. So as you see, I am also a partner organizing this event, co-organizing it, and so for me it's a big loss and big problem. And we are trying really to make the best out of the video concert on the 26th of July. And I hope you will like it. This is a little teaser. I don't think I have to introduce the instruments really, because you know them very well from the concerts of Ensemble Phoenix. But so this is the Baroque lute. This would be a piece. This would be a lute for the solo music of this time. Unfortunately, in Kroměříž we have no lute music really preserved. But what is there happening with the music when we will be doing it? I will be playing the theorbo. That's this huge long neck. Yeah. And this is meant for accompaniment of the singers or the instruments. So it's like like a harpsichord. There are also solo pieces, but not in the collection. So out of tune. But again, I don't think I have to introduce this really. So because you know it from the concerts and you will hear it live, I hope. And also I may be playing the Baroque guitar with its beautiful rosette. And you can see how nice it is inside. Yeah. But what is the most important when I introduce from my side the Kroměříž as the city, as the chateau. I mean, the collection, you will hear the music from it, so there is really a rich variety of music and it's beautiful. But what is interesting is that the chateau is connected with a big garden there. So if you ever have chance to visit it, you can go in the garden, actually 2 big gardens, to be honest. And you can just visit them. And we managed, when I started organizing the concerts there, the first thing we did were several beautiful live big staged productions. One of the opera in the garden, and the other was music of Leopold I, the emperor, staged and set to dance, and it was very nice. So you can watch this short video. And also we did several chamber concerts or inside concerts You can see on these pictures, and also this will be the venue for the concert in there if the Ensemble Phoenix München comes to perform, one of these venues. So, and now to bring some music on the lute. I mean, as mentioned, the problem there is that in the collection, in the music collection, there is no lute music really, just one little fragment. And if I want to play something solo, which would be nice for the program, I have to bring something which is related. So I was thinking about Gottfried Finger to perform, but at the same time, as mentioned, I have other things to do than practice at these days. The gardening and babysitting, being a teacher of my kids. So I will not play live, but there is a piece by Bieber, who also worked in Programm Musiker and then made a big career in Salzburg eventually. He was a violinist, and one of his violin sonatas was transcribed for the lute. It's not preserved in Programm Musiker, but in Kremsmünster in Austria, but it's beautiful. It goes like this. And so on. But the lute is out of tune, my hands are not fit, so I just encourage you to listen to this video I made some 9 years ago. More hair, I was younger, and it's beautiful. And I will be performing it live on the 26th of July in Munich. Looking forward to it. Bye bye.
Hi everyone! Grüße aus München, greetings from Munich. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Emily Deans, and I'm American, and I've been living in Germany for over 5 years now, and in Munich for over 3 years. I not too recently finished my second master's degree in the Baroque violin at the end of January. And I also just handed in my Doktorarbeit, my dissertation, yes! So I will soon be Dr. Deans. I wrote a historical performing edition of the Mozart G Major Violin Concerto at the New England Conservatory. So I hope everyone is doing well during the lockdown. We were sadly supposed to be playing in the Czech Republic today. We obviously cannot do that, but we wanted to offer you a little nugget instead. And we're looking forward to being able to have a concert in its place in July. And hopefully some people in Munich will be able to attend. And for those of you who cannot, I hope you'll be able to tune in for the online streaming concert. So yeah, I don't know what you've been up to during the lockdown, but I've been taking some lovely bike rides next to the Isar. I've been watching way too much Netflix, of course. I'm a huge fan of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. So I'm feeling a little bit sad that there won't be any more episodes until at least next year because of Corona. But yeah, I've also been meeting with my improv theater group. I do improv theater in my free time, and I usually don't have much time for it because I'm so busy traveling and performing and have been working on different degrees and whatnot. So we've been meeting every week. We're putting on a show in 2 weeks as well. And I'm taking workshops, and again, because of Corona and everything sort of being available globally, I even took a workshop in the US with a fantastic improviser this week. So yeah, I've been keeping pretty busy, actually. So today, I am going to be playing a movement of a partita by Johann Josef Wilsmeyer. Very little is known about this composer. He worked in the Salzburg Hofkapelle from 1689 to 1722 when he passed away. And there are 6 partitas from him written around 1715. And aside from this, very little is known about the man. The writing is very indicative of the 17th century. It's not very technically demanding. Most of the movements actually stay completely in the first position. So all the way down here with maybe the pinky finger extending up, you know, to a C on the E string, like in very, very early Baroque repertoire. Yeah, also many of the partitas are composed with scordaturas, which is extremely indicative of the 17th century. So in the second sonata, for example, the tuning is G, D, A, and then the highest string is tuned to a D. So instead of an E here, it's a D, which is a whole tone lower. And so the string is a little bit less tense, and it changes the color, actually, of the instrument. And the fourth sonata is tuned A, E, A, E. So the bottom 2 strings are tuned the same as the top 2 strings. And that's very interesting because in the key of A, it's composed in the key of A. The A and E are the 2 most important notes. And so when those notes are played an octave above or 2 octaves above or even a fifth above A and E are played, then the whole instrument rings. And it's kind of like having sympathetic strings, you know, like on a viola d'amore or even a sitar, this sort of thing. So it adds a beautiful resonance to the instrument and changes the whole color and atmosphere of the piece. So the partita I'm playing today is not composed with the scordatura. It's the normal, ooh, bit out of tune here. It's humid today. Gut strings are always a little bit temperamental, but it's just a normal 5th violin tuning, G, D, A, E. And yeah, as mentioned before, many of Wilsmeyer's sonatas stay in the first position. The movement I'm about to play does as well. It's from the 6th partita. And it's very different from, you know, the writing of his teacher, for example, from Bieber. Bieber was very virtuosic. He was known especially for his virtuosic violin writing. And so, for example, the Passacaglia, which is part of the Rosenkranz Sonaten, goes all the way up to a high A. The really emotional and range and writing pinnacle of the piece is... So this high A is the very top of the 7th position on the violin. And if you look at most Baroque fingerboards, they actually stop about here. The violin I'm playing now is from a later period. It was made in the 19th century. So it would have been, used for like Beethoven and these sorts of things. And the writing was even higher at this point. So, for example, in the Kreutzer Sonata, which I've been rehearsing with the Hammerflügelspieler here in Munich in the past weeks, it goes... goes all the way up here to a high F, which you can see is really almost the end of the fingerboard. And this violin was made in 1824. Everything's original, which is pretty cool. It's an original condition. But that would have been about 20 years after the Kreutzer Sonata was composed. So, at this point, the technique of the violin had really developed. So, what does that tell us about Vilsmeier? Well, essentially, it doesn't seem like Vilsmeier was much of a virtuoso from his writing in comparison to his teacher. But what I really like about the partitas is that they're very simple. He does write out a few embellishments here and there, but there's a lot of room for, like creativity and adding your own ornaments. And I think you'll hear them in the repeats of what I'm about to play. They're pretty obvious. So yeah, they're really lovely little sonatas, and I hope you enjoy the movement that I'm about to play for you from the sixth partita.
Hello from Prague. This is us, Alena Hellerova, soprano.
And Ondřej Bernovský,
harpsichord.
Yeah. And we are going to perform a Stabat Mater by Giovanni Felice Sanchez.
It's an Italian composer who was later active in Vienna, in Austria. So it will be a religious piece full of contemplation, meditation.
Yeah. It's a very special piece, especially for me. I really like this piece because it's a meditative piece, and there is a lot of space to make a gogic or yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. For me, it's a lot of freedom too, because there is a repeated pattern in the bass, ostinato bass, going just repeating 4 notes over and over, with some 2 or 3 recitatives in between.
Yeah.
So it gives a lot of freedom, but it's also a challenge to fill the words which Alena is singing, to support it from the basso continuo for me.
So and to what we are doing during this period. It was the question from Joel. So, I'm making the furniture
For the first time in her life.
For the first time, yes. and
Well,
you?
I'm just watching a lot of movies which I didn't have time for before.
So we hope you enjoy this piece, and see you next time, maybe.
Have fun watching and listening.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye. Stabat mater dolorosa, juxta crucem lacrimosa, dum vendebat filium.
Hello, I'm really sorry we can't be on the road right now playing with colleagues. Instead, I'll play a few excerpts from an anonymous sonata preserved in Krommerisch. It is sometimes attributed to Bieber and sometimes to a certain Augustinus Kerzinger. It has some very interesting ornamented variations in some of the movements and is originally written for viol with continuo accompaniment, so I had to arrange it a little in order to play it alone. I should also present my instrument. This is an original bass viol made in Leipzig around 1740 by Johann Christian Hoffmann, a very good friend of Johann Sebastian Bach. Hoffmann built instruments for the court in Dresden and later became responsible for the instruments at St. Thomas Church in Leipzig. He built some instruments according to Bach's ideas and in his will left one bass viol to Bach. This particular instrument was perhaps at the point turned into a cello, but has been restored with 7 strings some 30 years ago.
So, welcome back. Thank you so much, Elena Hellerova. Elena has been a singer with whom I've had a long working relationship. She took some courses with me actually in the Czech Republic a while back and has since established herself as a wonderful soloist, traveling around the world with Collegium 1704 and other groups. And it would have been such a pleasure to have had her this evening performing live with us in Munich, but I'm so happy that she could sing for you this evening and talk to you. Thank you, Jan Čísmar, my partner in crime, the partner from the Czech Republic who lives in Brno as a professor and studied in Den Haag and is a wonderful, wonderful musician, helped me to conceive this program and to find sources from Kremsier or Kromierzich, as they call it. So Jan, thank you for your contribution to everything, the whole program, and to this evening. Michael Ebert, who played the organ for you, harpsichord, who is a wonderful musician and professor here in Munich at the Hochschule für Musik, the conservatory, lives in Augsburg, and we've made many programs together, sometimes just as a duo, but many times with my ensemble, and collaborated very successfully with many things. Teona, thank you so much, Teona. Living in Vienna now. She's living a little farther away, but she lived when I met her just around the corner here and near Munich. So studied also in Munich, and a wonderful, wonderful player and a beautiful performer. Emily Deans, Emily who is an American as well, and is, thank goodness, living in Munich now, and just finished her studies, brilliant person, finished PhD, and I'm sure she could do many of those, and plays the violin magnificently, and adds a lot to the group. So they both of these violinists, and Michael and Domen, actually the next person, were with me in Vietnam this last year. At the end of the year, we had a wonderful tour. We've had many wonderful music making experiences. So, and Domen Marincic from Slovenia, from Ljubljana, thank you, Domen, for participating. Domen has been part of Ensemble Phoenix Munich since the beginning, actually since the very, very beginning. He was on the very first CD I made, which I called Ensemble Phoenix Productions at that point. And that was the CD Orpheus I Am, where we recorded a variety of music from England, Italy, and from France, and really mixed it up on that CD. And Domen has played in many, many programs, almost every program that I've had at the museum, also where I have a series in Munich for the last 13 years. He's on the CDs, he's been around, and he's made a wonderful name for himself as well as a brilliant scholar. So a lot of research. He's very famous, I think, as much as a viola da gamba player. Well, I must admit, he also plays harpsichord incredibly well. He did also a study in harpsichord, but he also has done lots of research, has his own festival in Slovenia, which he hopes he can do even in August. Let's see. And so thank you, everybody from Ensemble Phoenix Munich. I just want to finish up this evening by saying to you, we had various discussions among the musicians, and the discussion is going around in the internet as well. Should we even do this kind of thing? People are, in fact, used to getting music now for free, let's say. We're giving you this also for free this evening, and believe me, it was may look easy, but it was a lot of effort to get everybody together to have the videos and made, and people prepare themselves, get ready, think about what they're going to say, do their thing, and offer you their work. And of course, we're doing that freely, and we give you this event tonight. We would have played for a public who would have bought tickets, which they didn't do because they can't, and we can't perform. So for most of us, we've lost our incomes, in fact, through the foreseeable future, actually, if I must admit. I mean, right now, for me personally, and for most of the musicians I know, everything's been canceled at least through the end of August. Maybe there's some little things. We're trying to do something on July 26th, which is this program, Musiker auf Reisen, or we call it also Musicians on the Road. A very ironic title, of course, because we can't be on the road. It's actually the perfect title, perhaps. Auf Deutsch nochmal, Musiker auf Reisen, ist es ein bisschen ironisch eigentlich, dass wir nicht reisen können, leider. Und wenn ein Musiker nicht reisen kann, dann ist es schwierig normalerweise. Also ich hatte zum Beispiel Konzerte abgesagt von Amerika, Kanada, hier um die Ecke, aber auch dann in Belgien einen ganzen Monat fast und dann Niederlande. Ich hätte ein Oper machen müssen im Juni und August. So I should have sung an opera in the Netherlands this summer, Monteverdi, Popea, singing a role Seneca that I love, but of course cancelled June and August. All the concerts that were in Belgium, the United States was one of the big tours I was looking forward to, in Canada, and the US, Las Vegas, and some other stops. So anyway, that's it. Well, it's not meant to be a sob story. We all know what the reality is, but perhaps I can encourage you, because I think we do this, and I certainly do, out of trust. And I trust that the people who hear us and like us will support us in some way, that you'll find some way to do it. And you can give us a donation. You can go to our website, www.ensemble-phoenix.com. You also find it at joelfredrickson.com, www.ensemble-phoenix.com or joelfredrickson.com. And there you'll find the information under organization about how to give us a donation. Sie können unter Organisation, unter Ensemble Phoenix Munich oder joelfredrickson.com sehen, wie Sie uns spenden können, wie Sie eine Spenden geben können. We are a non-profit. Wir sind ein e.V., ein eingetragener Verein. That means that we can accept donations and we accept them, of course, gladly, and knowing that you support us means a lot to us. Also, on our website, I just want to let you know, I'm reducing the price of the CDs and it includes shipping, so to 18 euros for all the CDs that we have on our website. And this is going to be from now and for the foreseeable future, that we'll keep them at 18 euros. Please, not for America, not for England, maybe, but for the EU countries that are still here, we can offer them for that price with the shipping. So I just would like to finish up with a little part of a song now. It fits because it's something like Musiker auf Reisen, musicians on the road, which we can't go. This song traveled all around the world. It's sung in America now. It's sung in a famous book called The 24 Italian Lute Songs. And people learn it from Giulio Caccini. Doesn't mean it's an easy song. And in this version that I'm going to do for you now, it's especially an ornamented version from a manuscript that is in England, the Egerton manuscript, 2971 is the number. And it's in the British Library. It's a very special version that a special professor at New York University gave me once, Dr. Stanley Borman. So I've loved to sing it over the years. I actually sang it on Orpheus I Am, but I will do a bit of it right now with the Renaissance lute. And with that, I will say goodbye to you also and say thank you to you. Please check in with us. Do subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it already. And give us some encouragement on Facebook or wherever. Invite us to play a concert for you someday. Give us a Spende, come to a concert. Those are all different ways that you can support us, and I know you will. So that's all I have to say. I really do trust we are giving you this, and you can hear that we're professionals. I don't have to say it. We worked on this. I think many of us have studied longer than some doctors, although doctors also have to stay at it, and other people have to stay at it for their whole life. But we certainly do. I know that, until a couple of years ago, I still tried to take some voice lessons, and, now I decided, for the time being anyway, the heck with it. I probably know enough, but you never do know enough, and you keep on working, and you keep on practicing, you keep on discovering new things, you keep on working on your talent and your abilities, and it's never perfect. If it was, I suppose it would be boring. But so anyway, a lot of love, and everybody stay healthy. And here's a song, Amore li mia bella.
Non credio del mio cor, dolce desio d'esser tu l'amor mio. Credilo pur, esser ti morta sale. Prendi questo mio stale. Aprimi il petto e vedrai scritto il il mio amore.